Hi, I'm Marcia Scarborough, International Living Spain correspondent. Welcome to Spain, or at least welcome to my studio apartment in Madrid, where I have been sequestered for 25 days so far in coronavirus isolation. Spain was first shut down on March 14th, and at that point they told us it would be 2 weeks. About a week later, they announced that they needed to extend it, and that they extended it till April 12th, Easter Sunday. Then on April 4th, Prime Minister Sanchez announced that it would be extended until midnight on April 25th. So if they do in fact lift it then, we will have been in lockdown for 6 weeks. Spain is taking this very seriously. Everything is closed except for supermarkets, pharmacies, gas stations, a few tobacco stores. I think the post office is open, and the hospitals and doctors' offices. You are not allowed to go outside of your house except to go to the supermarket, the one closest to you, the pharmacy closest to you, to walk your dog, but only 200 meters from your front door, which is, 600 feet, or to take out the trash, or to go to the doctor. We're not allowed to take walks for exercise because Madrid is very densely populated. Now that might be different in the more rural parts of Spain, but I don't know. I would love to give you a first-hand report about what's happening in Spain during lockdown, but honestly, I have not seen anything except the interior of my apartment and the block between my apartment and the supermarket. And the supermarket, where, by the way, there are plenty of groceries and toilet paper. And when you enter the market, they spray your hands with alcohol and they have you put on gloves. And then there's like in the checkout line markers so that you stay 1 meter apart and don't get too close to other shoppers. But there's lots of groceries. When I do walk to the supermarket, it's very eerie because Madrid is a vibrant city. It's lively all the time, all day, all night. The bars are very convivial and filled with crowds of people that spill out onto the sidewalk. And I mean, it's very alive. And right now it's deserted. And it's very, very strange, like being in some kind of sci-fi movie where a bomb went off, and it killed humanity, but the architecture remains. I mean, kind of creepy. I do know that there's life behind the facades because every night at 8 p.m., everyone goes out on their balcony or hangs out their window, and we applaud for the dedicated, courageous healthcare workers that are working such grueling hours without enough protection and putting their own health at risk for our benefit. And we are so deeply grateful to them. And we are also terribly saddened about the lives that have been lost so far. So at night, during the applause, our firm but always polite policia cruise through the streets in their cars, playfully flashing their bright blue lights to remind us that we are very well protected. I think people really care about each other and are really making an effort to help each other. On the night before the lockdown, I was walking to the market to stock up on groceries, and I noticed these handwritten signs that had been taped up by the door to the apartment buildings, and they said in Spanish, "We are 3 young women who live on your block. If you need help with shopping for groceries or going to the pharmacy or walking your dog, please call us and we will help you." And they gave their phone numbers, and I was really very touched by that. And now there are some printed posters that have gone up next to the apartment buildings that say in Spanish, "Take care of your neighbor. If you see someone who needs help, help them." And then it gives a list of the services of the municipality, like, for example, seniors who do not have a social network, women and children that may need protection, vulnerable people who need help, families that don't have basic necessities. And then it gives the phone numbers to call for all those things. So they're making it very clear that they want you to help your neighbors and telling you exactly how to do that and giving you the information to do it. So I think that's very smart. And I think in general, the Spanish people really get it, that this is not some personal inconvenience. This is about community, and this is about how we work together for the good and the health of everyone. And that is very reassuring to me. And in fact, as a 73-year-old woman living alone, I do feel very safe and very cared for. I'm in touch with people all over the world by video chat, by text message, by voice message, as I would be if I was in the United States. And local friends, like Spanish friends and fellow expat friends, get in touch with me every day to be sure that I'm well and to remind me that if I need something, just to call them. So I feel very sure that if I did need help, I could get it quite quickly. So what am I doing with my time? Well, I'm a writer. So I write just like I do every day. I answer email, I do online research. Right now I'm revising International Living's book that's called Escape to Spain. And that's a interesting and difficult project. I try to do a Spanish lesson online every day. I go to duolingo.com and they have a section on stories where you can read a story as you listen to it. And then they have a section on podcasts. You can listen to podcasts in intermediate Spanish. So I do that. Every morning I do yoga, but I do more yoga every morning. So that's normal. I am missing my exercise classes, but thankfully my Zumba teacher is putting classes online. So I've been able to get some really good cardio in the apartment by myself. Let's see. A lot of my Spanish friends are still working from home online. So the teachers are teaching online. I have several friends who are teachers. The scientists are working from their living rooms. The broadcast journalists are producing shows from their living rooms. And in fact, I have one friend who's an actor, and he got a part in a hastily thrown together television series where the actors are filming themselves in their homes with their phones and then sending the footage in, and it's being put together in the studio and broadcast. So commerce is continuing, creativity is flourishing, all in our little individual hothouses. And I do want to say before I go that if you're worried about me, a 73-year-old woman alone in a foreign country during a worldwide pandemic, please don't be. My life is pretty much like my normal life. And you need to understand that I'm a person who likes to be alone. And for me, this time is great uninterrupted time to work on creative projects. I also like to travel alone. It's my preferred way to travel. And if you haven't done that, I suggest you try it. I think you'll be surprised by the ease and the freedom of that experience. But I feel very safe and very connected and quite at ease with being sequestered. In fact, the other day, the doorbell rang and a masked delivery man brought me a package, which was a surprise. And in the package was gluten-free homemade chocolate chip cookies and banana bread. And this envelope, and in this envelope there was a mask and gloves. And this heart that says, "Love you, Marcia." It was from my friend Marta Conde. She's a Spanish woman, a lovely Spanish woman in her late 30s. She's a producer on the national radio station. And so I texted her to thank her for the package. And her response, she texted me back, was, "You may be by yourself, but you are not alone." And I think that's the truth of my expat experience. It may appear to you that I'm alone, but in fact, my heart is connected to other caring hearts, always. Okay, I think that's about it, but now I gotta go get my costume together for the Zoom costume party. Oh, did I tell you that? I'm invited to a Zoom costume party tomorrow night. So I was thinking maybe I would wear this hat that I got in Thailand. Along with some sunglasses to disguise my appearance. And the mask. What do you think?